Nothing like a cup of joe in the morning. Hey guys, it's Dan Bugsy Dan. In today's video, I want to talk about something that kind of changed the game in the streaming world. So if you're at all into the streaming world, then you definitely know about the GoXLR. It's one of the most iconic pieces of streaming gear. And just a couple years ago, the TC Helion, the makers of the GoXLR, they made this device, the GoXLR Mini. And I'll be talking about that today. So do the intro. So the GoXLR Mini is just an incredible piece of gear to have when you're streaming, and not even just streaming, but creating content in general. Just allows for much better and in-depth audio for your streams, YouTube videos, whatever. And in this video, I'll be talking about a lot of elements of the device, so I want to cut it into 3 different categories. The first one is going to be the quality of the build, so just the overall build and features of the device. The functions, which is how the buttons, faders, software, how they all work together, how well it works with OBS, how the sound quality is, etc. And finally, the intuitiveness, which pretty much means how easy it can integrate with your computer, your stream, how easy the interface is to understand, navigate. And so without further ado, let's get into the quality. So it goes without saying, the design of the GoXLR Mini is just beautiful. The way the faders are laid out alongside the mute, cough, and sensor buttons, it makes for an amazing look and just a very effective usage. It seems to be made out of like a very strong plastic, and it really makes the whole device feel super sturdy and reliable. And the surface where the faders, all the buttons are, it seems to be made out of some like super reflective glass that just makes it look absolutely amazing while it's on your desk. Hey, you could even see me in the reflection, and it just pairs so well with the RGB. So the GoXLR features an XLR port, line in and out ports for if you want to do dual PC, a USB port which not only connects the device to the PC but also bus powers the device, an optical port, and the 3.5mm and headphone jacks featured on the front of the device, unlike the original where they were on the back. But the faders do definitely steal the show when it comes to the physical design of the device. They did have to get rid of the motorized faders to save some costs, but they did end up making a very clever decision when it comes to switching profiles, which I will touch on more when I get to the functions. The faders have a really nice feeling slide that lets you perfectly adjust the volume to exactly the spot you want. I might add that they did get rid of the screens from the original GoXLR, and they just printed the words above each fader, but you still can change whichever fader to whatever you want. So say you want this fader that has the system above it to be the actual mic, you could do that, you could change it. It's just not going to say it because it's just printed on there. But I personally just stick with what's given. So overall, I give the quality of the GoXLR Mini a 9 out of 10. I think there could have been a couple very slight minor changes that would have made this device perfect, absolutely 10 out of 10 perfect when it comes to the design, and also what they chose to cut from the original GoXLR, but it's definitely still a great and very high quality device. So now let's move on to the functionality. So the functionality of the device is just great. It has the same abilities, preamps, and controls as the original GoXLR, but of course the controls are a little bit altered for the different look. The Midas preamps that are built in are quiet and versatile, which makes it perfect for any type of voice or microphone. Though if you are using a USB microphone like me, you won't be able to use the Midas preamps because the USB microphone already has one built in. But don't worry, you're still able to customize a ton of settings for the USB mic, even though of course you'll have a lot more customization with an actual XLR mic, but the device still makes the USB mic sound better than they would normally. You're able to customize the equalization, the compression, noise gate, anything you would really need to make your voice sound great. I know the interface and the faders could look a bit overwhelming, but it really isn't all that. You don't even need to adjust 80% of the faders, just the main ones like threshold, release, the highs and lows of the equalizer, and you should be set. Now moving on to the mixer. As I said before, the device isn't limited to the 4 channels that are on the actual physical device. You're able to go into the mixer tab and customize all of the individual channels manually inside of the software. This works perfectly because you could have your priorities on the device while adjusting the ones you barely use inside the software. And you're also able to customize all of the RGB to whatever you like. And not only that, but you could also choose to make some of the faders into a meter effect, which I love using for the music fader because it's just that little cherry on top. You could also see that I'm using it for the mic, so as I talk it and get quiet, it goes up and down. Remember when I said that TC Helion came up with a super clever solution to the motorized faders? Well, they made it so when you switch profiles, instead of the faders automatically zipping to the correct location, the lights indicate where the volumes are set to. They're only moved when the faders cross paths with them. I think that's pretty clever. Now, easily one of my favorite functions of this device is the routing tab. Here, you're able to control what you hear, what your stream hears, what your friends hear. And it's unlike anything I've ever seen before outside of Elgato's Wave software. And say you're about a 1v1 a clutch in Valorant different. You can make it so you don't hear your friends in Discord, but your chat still can. Or you could have your music on the stream without you listening to it. You're able to just completely customize what you hear, what your stream hears, to whatever you want. Something that I really like to do personally in Discord with my friends is I like to share the music that I'm listening to with them. So if you want to jam out in Discord with your friends, you can. Or a twister, I don't see a rainbow, do you? This one tab just allows for so much different possibility and accessibility on your stream, and I think it was just an amazing idea to add this to the device. Now, the one thing that is pretty complicated about the device is routing all of your sounds to the different channels. So in order to do this, you'll need to open up your sound devices, make the GoXLR system your default audio device, and make the GoXLR chat your default communication device. You want to go back into your sound settings, scroll down to the app volume and device preferences. From here, you're actually going to need to play a song on either Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you're using, and it should pop up for you. Then you just want to click and choose the GoXLR music tab. And there's how to actually connect it. It's not too hard, but it definitely can be confusing. After you connect it all to your different channels, you're able to mess around, change the lights, change the faders, the colors, whatever. But just remember to save the new preset, or else it's gonna forget all of your volumes and such, so just don't forget to do that. I personally had to go through that, and it's just a drag. Now, if you're wondering how to connect each channel to OBS, well, you don't need to. All you have to do is connect the broadcast stream mix. Remember that one tab that I couldn't stop raving about? Well, all the audio that's connected to that tab will play on your stream, including your mic, Discord, all of it. It's as simple as that. So for the overall functionality of the GoXLR Mini, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It absolutely amazed me with all that you could do with it and how much it still offers for only half the price of the original GoXLR. The integration with OBS, the audio channels, your microphone, it all just works together amazingly to give you one of the best streaming experiences. I've even been told that since I've gotten this, my streams have been much more high quality and a lot more enjoyable to watch. And you can find me at twitch.tv/BugsyDanTV. And seeing that I can control all the volumes instantly, switch from chilling with nice music to playing an intense game of Valorant, it just makes controlling your stream a lot easier, a lot faster, which just allows for a lot more production value. So now let's get into the final category, the intuitiveness. Now, when I mean intuitiveness, I mean how easy is the software for people to use, how accessible it is for, let's just say, an XLR microphone or a big PC. If you're worried that your PC won't be able to handle all of the processing power from each different audio source going into different channels, you don't need to. All the processing is actually done inside of the actual device, so no pressure is being put on your PC. If you're worried that since you have a USB microphone, you won't be able to use the device, again, don't. Like I've already said, I use a USB microphone, and you're not only able to use USB mics, but you're also able to customize them to make them perfectly fit your voice. And from the second you take this thing out of the box, you know what does what. It's not hard to understand what each fader does, considering they're labeled. Mute buttons are very obvious for what they do. The only thing that might be a little confusing is this button. It's the cough button, which pretty much just plays a sensor noise. What the f? And then of course the mic mute button. But yeah, nobody should have a problem with this. The software that comes with the GoXLR is very easy to use and lets you perfectly fit any mic to your voice. Even though I might say it is a little bit bland and can be very overwhelming for people that don't know much about audio, but it's really good nonetheless. The main thing that's complicated about this is routing all of the audio to the channels and the sound manager stuff and yada yada. But once you do it once, you never have to touch it again. So it's really just a matter of getting it over with. But overall, I give the intuitiveness of the GoXLR an 8 out of 10. The simple fact that you could use almost any microphone with it, you could connect it to any computer, just makes it amazingly accessible to anyone who's interested in it. The only thing that ticks it down is really the sound manager crap, the bland design of the software. Other than that, it's just very easy to understand and use. So the GoXLR is really hard not to recommend to anyone who wants to pick up an audio mixer for their live streams. It's near perfection with only a couple small minor nitpicks, but overall, it's just easily one of the best audio mixers for live streamers that's on the market right now. Even me personally, I would say it's better than the original GoXLR, because if you do look at it, this device is literally just chopped in half the normal GoXLR. It gives you everything you need for half the price. If you look at the other half of the GoXLR that they left out of the Mini, all of that really is not necessary at all, but this is everything you need in a smaller package and for cheaper. So yeah, I hope this review helped you. If it did at all, make sure to hit the like button. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you know that this is really different from anything I've ever done before. That's because I'm gonna be incorporating a lot more like stream help, some tech reviews, social media strategies I'll be talking about, just everything that can help people trying to grow online. So I'll be uploading that and the classic videos. I'm not gonna stop gaming or making funny moments videos with friends. So it'll probably be every other week I make a gaming video, and then the next week I'll make a streaming video, say, content creation help video. But yeah, I hope this was able to help you maybe make a final decision on whether or not you want to buy it. Though I have to remind you that gear does not make the stream or the content creator. It's what you do with the gear that helps you add more production value to your live streams and content. So yeah, this was Dan Bugsy Dan. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.